Hey guys, so I wanted to share this with you because I was reading into it today and yeah. Um I was reading into it and I saw it, I thought like, oh my God. Okay, so you guys know I've been on the keto diet for a while. Here's the thing, I've been kind of off and on of it. So sometimes I'll eat carbs, more carbs than I should, and then other times I won't. Yesterday, for instance, I know I ate less than 10 grams of carbs, and I'm itchy today. And the question would be, right, is it because you're back on the keto diet, or is it because you're all stressed out from yesterday, you broke out in some sort of shingles, hives, flare up, who knows? But I wanted to share this with you guys because if you guys have any like skin issue, and let's say you're on the keto diet, and it just rocks your brain out. And I am doing that Evolsin psoriasis balm that Lieber sent. It seems to work pretty well. I'm also using the CBD herbal balsam, taking zinc and taking vitamin D pills. I know anonymous individual is a little worried about me taking a lot of vitamin D, but this is 1,000 IE of vitamin D, one per day. We'll see. We'll see how this works out. But then I'm also getting the other vitamin D, and I'm planning on adding 40,000 for the next week or two, and then seeing how that works out. So I'm gonna play this for you guys, and you guys can see.
Red, itchy neck, itchy chest, itchy back. You're starting the ketogenic diet and you're getting this like painful, itchy, annoying rash, and it makes you just want to throw in the towel and not do the ketogenic diet at all. I totally get it. That's got to be the most uncomfortable thing. And although I've never experienced the keto rash,
Oh, you lucky guy.
hear from a lot of people that are dealing with it, and I sense the frustration. So I wanted to do this video that breaks down what's causing the keto rash, what is the keto rash, and how can we take the steps to mitigate it, but also to make sure that we're doing the best thing for our health in the process. You're tuned in to the internet's leading performance, nutrition, and fat loss channel. There's new videos coming out surrounding the world of keto, fasting, and everything in between on Tuesday, Friday, and Sunday at 7 a.m. Pacific time. But I also ask that you hit that little bell button. That way you're going to turn on notifications.
So I've heard about Keto Rash, but I haven't really watched much videos about it, where they talk about certain things.
Is a huge sponsor of this channel and also makes this stuff possible. But
I have heard they said increase your carb intake, and I do increase my carb intake every so often.
Price without even having to go to the grocery
Come on, let's go.
So check them out. But now let's get to the science. You see, the thing is, we don't really know what the keto rash is. We kind of know. We know that it's a rare inflammatory condition. Now the thing is, it's super, super rare. Now the fact is, we have a lot of people doing the ketogenic diet, so perhaps it's not as rare now. Maybe it was only rare because only a small amount of people were doing keto before. Now that keto's popular, more instances are showing up. But ultimately, what it is proving to be is something known as Puerigo Pigmentosa, which again is a rare inflammatory
That's going to look very familiar.
Condition. However, when you look at Puerigo Pigmentosa, you do find that the common denominator is actually ketones being present. So,
oh, see. So if you guys ever saw my arm basically looks just like that in the mornings.
What the keto rash is a scaly kind of lesion-like rash that appears generally on your neck, on the middle of your chest, and your back.
Yeah, so I actually have dots on my neck right now. But here's the thing, right? Are they separate? Are they not? Who knows, right? But let's watch this.
It can start to spread to other.
And I actually have some dots on my freaking torso. So I just noticed it like yesterday. And remember, yesterday I only had like 10 grams of carbs.
But it's usually pretty localized there. It's not really painful, it's just itchy and annoying.
It's itchy as hell.
It usually goes away after a couple of weeks. And we'll talk about the stages in a minute. But let's go ahead and reference a study so we can understand the correlation between this Puerigo Pigmentosa and the keto rash. A study that was published in the Journal of the European Academy of Dermatology found that when they took a look at patients that had Puerigo Pigmentosa, 8 out of 16 of them were following a ketogenic diet or were fasting. So correlation does not equal causation, but this is about as close as we can get to finding a link. So although it does mean that most people that have the keto rash are probably showing signs of Puerigo Pigmentosa, it does not mean that everyone with Puerigo Pigmentosa is on a ketogenic diet or is fasting. There are people that can acquire the same condition, or what seems to be the same condition, without ever doing a keto diet. It seems like the keto diet just brings it to light a bit. So what exactly is happening? Like, what are the symptoms? It starts out with having a bunch of little lesions, like almost like acne-like lesions that are super itchy, again, in your chest, neck, back.
Oh.
Then what happens is they start to spread, and they turn into little patches. And these patches become raised and almost firm. It can be very disturbing for people to have. It can be very alarming. But let me tell you, the keto rash is proven to be pretty safe. It's just a nuisance.
Safe.
And then what happens is they start to scale. Okay, they get kind of crusty, and they start to kind of fall off. Your skin gets flaky. So then what happens is it starts to scar. And the scarring is called a reticulated hyperpigmentation. Fancy way of saying scarring and turning into freckle-looking like things. But these go away. It's not permanent. It's just because basically you're having a hyperpigmentation because of concentrated blood flow, et cetera, et cetera. So what is causing this? That's what we have to know, right? That's the telltale question.
Let's look at more images of this stuff. Oh, let's find out. Oh.
So then what happens is it starts to scar. And the scarring is called a reticulated hyperpigmentation. Fancy way of saying scarring and turning into freckle-looking like things. But these go away. It's not permanent. It's just because basically you're having a hyperpigmentation because of concentrated blood flow, et cetera, et cetera. So what is causing this? That's what we have to know, right?
Okay, let's go. This Puerigo P-R-U. What is that? Pigmentosa. Yeah, so if you guys look at my picture yesterday, you'll see that I broke out on my chest. And I've had that for, what, a week or so? I mean, the chest thing, but then also I'm getting it on my torso. So, yeah, you can see this. So is this the same thing as the arms? Who knows? But you can see the redness over here. And let's show it over here. One moment. So here's the thing. If you have this stuff, I'm gonna be honest with you. It feels like extreme mosquito bites. It's freaking unbearable, in my opinion. And let's see. Oh yeah, so Louis scratched his car yesterday. Where else we got over here? Let's see. See, so you can't really tell in this image, but yeah, shit, you can't see it in this image. I have to upload another image. But yeah, I have all these dots all over my chest. It's much redder in person.
That's the telltale question. If we know what causes something, we can take the necessary steps to fix it. That's just the problem, though. We don't really know what's causing it. We can just make some links. Now, the cool thing is, my team and I have done some research, and we've really created a pretty solid link, and I'll get to it in a minute, that should help you out if you are suffering with the keto rash. But first, let's go through some of these potential causes. The first mentioned cause that you find on the internet is going to be stored toxins that are in your fat that get released when you start to lose weight. Okay, I get it. That makes perfect sense, and I'm not saying that anyone who came up with the theory is a bad person. But this theory is flawed because when you lose weight on a ketogenic diet, sure, you have the fat toxins or the toxins that are stored in your fat that release. But when you lose weight on any diet, you have those same toxins that are released, and people don't see those symptoms. So it's more about the ketones being the common denominator than anything. The next one is one that I actually thought would be the most likely case until you start looking at some of the evidence, and that's allergens. People go on a ketogenic diet, suddenly they're eating a bunch of dairy, they're eating a lot more eggs, they're eating a lot more nuts of these potential allergens. So that would make sense. If someone's going to have a histamine reaction or someone's going to even have an inflammatory reaction to these foods, they're more than likely going to see it when they start eating more of them. So that would make sense. The hard part is when you start looking again at the studies, they weren't conclusive with people having allergens or histamine reactions, but they were conclusive with ketones being the common denominator. So I still think it has something more to do with the result of the ketones in the body versus a histamine reaction. Now, that being said, histamine reactions are a different reaction, right? Like you eat a food, you have a histamine reaction, you get itchy, you take a Benadryl, it goes away, right? But then there's inflammatory sensitivities. The hard part is that these inflammatory conditions are going to manifest differently throughout different populations and different people. So like if you took two people that had dairy sensitivities, not allergies, but sensitivities, and they suddenly ate a bunch of dairy, they're not going to both have the same keto rash, right? Some person's going to get a rash on their leg, and another person might end up with overall inflammation that gives them a stomach ache. It's just not this uniform keto rash. So the allergen theory is pretty flawed. The other theory that makes a lot of sense is the acetone theory. So we have 3 different ketone bodies. We have beta-hydroxybutyrate, we have acetoacetate, and we have acetone. And acetone is kind of the ugly redheaded stepchild of the ketone family, right? So it's sort of a byproduct. It's a byproduct of excess acetoacetate. So we create a lot of acetone in the beginning of keto, and then eventually it starts to wane off. Well, acetone is excreted through our breath and through our skin. So if we sweat, we're having high degrees of acetone coming out, which could mean that you're going to break out in a rash if you're hypersensitive already. So that's a theory that makes a little bit of sense. The hard part with that theory, can't really do anything about it. Can't really do anything about the levels of acetone. They're just going to go away in time, so you have to deal with it. And I hate to just say deal with it. I like to give you some concrete ways to fix something, but if that is the case, you kind of just have to deal with it. Now, then we have the gut biome link, and this is an interesting one, probably one that makes the most sense.
So people say they think like eczema or psoriasis is linked with some kind of gut issue.
When you start a ketogenic diet, you are dramatically changing your gut biome. Bacteria that would normally thrive on carbs and bacteria that would normally thrive on starches are suddenly having to die off. And other bacteria like Firmicutes and things like that are dying off, and you're having other ones that are growing, right? So you have this massive shift in the gut bacteria, which can really make some changes in inflammatory markers within your body. So what can happen is when the starch-fed bacteria start to die off, they can have a massive die-off, and that creates a surge of them for a little bit, a surge of them in your bloodstream as they die off and are excreted, giving you symptoms just like this. So if we're having an issue with a specific couple of strains of gut bacteria that are dying off and entering the bloodstream, that could make sense why we're having a very localized rash that's very, very correlated with the specific gut bacteria. Again, no concrete evidence, but it makes sense. Which leads me in sort of the next thing, neutrophilic infiltration. Neutrophilic infiltration is a series of white blood cells, very specific white blood cells that come up to the surface and cause a specific reaction. It's an inflammatory response. The thing is this is a normal process, and acne is a perfect example of neutrophilic infiltration. But when you're on a ketogenic diet, you usually have a high degree of ketones that cluster up around the bloodstream. So what happens there, around blood vessels, what happens there is that can link to a pretty strong neutrophilic infiltration at that very specific spot, which could make sense. You have a lot of blood flow going to your neck, your middle back, and then it's making the ketones cluster there, which is triggering some neutrophilic infiltration, which is therefore causing and manifesting an overall rash. Again, not a lot we can do about that. But then, one member on my team actually started doing some interesting rabbit hole going, right? He started going down some rabbit holes and started finding links. And this was really interesting. So we chatted about it, and this is all hypothesized. It's not really solidly linked, but we can connect the dots here because this isn't heavily researched. Shifts in your gut bacteria themselves can trigger a neutrophilic imbalance, a neutrophilic infiltration. So when we start looking at the one cause that I mentioned, where the gut bacteria being thrown off, that can trigger a neutrophilic infiltration, which can manifest in just that way. So that actually makes sense. The neutrophilic infiltration, the combination of the ketones triggering that NI at the skin level, but then also the gut bacteria triggering that at the systemic level, that could just be the perfect storm that triggers this neutrophilic infiltration that manifests as a keto rash. So let's treat the keto rash as if it was a neutrophilic infiltration. That's the best way to do it because it's the only way we truly can because we don't honestly know. So how do we do this? Okay, the first thing that you're going to want to do, drinking ginger and green tea, okay? It may not be the end-all be-all, but it's going to help you. If you want to ride the storm, you want to get through this rash, ginger and green tea are powerful neutrophilic infiltration helpers.
So I've been drinking matcha green tea for the last, week or so? But I haven't been drinking ginger. Oh, shit. Hold on.
That's probably one of the best things that you can do. So let's treat the keto rash, end-all be-all, but it's going to help you. If you want to ride the storm, you want to get through this rash, ginger and green tea are powerful neutrophilic infiltration helpers. They are going to slow down that process. Okay, the other thing that you can do is you can consume zinc. You don't want to do a lot of it, but consume.
So Lemur sent me zinc, and that's what I'm taking now, zinc pills.
Doing some zinc, like 50 milligrams or so, is going to be perfect. You can also use a zinc rub.
This has 125 milligrams, I believe.
That's probably one of the best things that you can do. But systemically, you're going to want to take care of your gut bacteria. You're shifting the gears all of a sudden. You're on a keto diet, and your gut bacteria is like, whoa, what the heck's going on? You want to stabilize it and keep it under control. So eating probiotic-rich foods and prebiotic-rich foods. So lots of asparagus in the first couple weeks of keto. It will help. I promise you, on multiple levels, okay? But the other thing that you're going to want to do is you want to consume some sauerkraut, consume kimchi, these things that are keto-friendly that help support your gut bacteria. So artichokes and asparagus for the prebiotics, and then you're going to want to consume things that are going to help you out in a probiotic fashion too. Drink a little bit of kombucha. This stuff will help, okay? We haven't tested it out with any individuals or any subjects, but when you start connecting the dots, it does make sense. So it's the best thing that we can do, and I'm sorry that it's not a more concrete.
Okay, so if you look in the comment section, people say that, yeah, they had to take bile salts, and then, or lemon and water, and then other people have the same kind of thing over here. See, so they reduce it. So then they ended up eating 2 or 3 tablespoons of cooked rice. And yeah, see, other people leave keto because the rash drives them crazy. See that? I had all over my face last week. I increased carbs, so it gradually disappeared. And other people say, yeah, make sure you actually have keto rash because they ended up getting shingles. I mean, it was actually shingles instead. And, yeah. So you got the team who's all like bile salt, bile salt, bile salt. Yeah. And I know yesterday I was low carb too. So, yeah, my freaking legs itch, my neck itches, my arm itches, my thigh itches. I just feel like, yeah, it's just itchy, and I've never had a reaction like this in my life where it's just I feel like it's like this freaking itchiness that I can't get away, and that's why you guys have seen me on this whole like neurotic path of, yeah, let me try and treat the itchiness, and the itchiness does stop, but just temporarily. So that. So yeah, people say just push through it, but it sucks. Yeah. See, so this person has red spots, and yeah. And nobody says like how long this takes to pass, and it comes in multiple times. I'm gonna be honest here. Yeah, see, look, 2 to 3 weeks. I'm gonna be honest here. If this thing doesn't clear up within a couple of weeks or so, like probably 3 weeks, I'm probably not gonna stay on keto. I'm not even gonna try go back on keto because, like, I'll reduce my keto intake. I mean, I'll increase my carb intake, but going on a strict keto thing, if this has to go on for like more than 3 more weeks. I'm gonna like lose my mind, kind of. So I'm gonna say, damn it, just give me a freaking bunch of carbs. So, oh, it's so freaking itchy, and I can't help but think, is it because of that freaking Subway thing over yesterday that it stressed me out? Because you guys saw, right, the community pictures that I showed you guys, like I started breaking out. I started having these like little bumps on my arm, and they're gone today. Maybe it's because I'm less stressed, or I use that CBD balm that Libor sent, and yeah, so I've been balming myself up using the other skin balm that was sent over, supplementing, and yeah. I really hope, like, whatever the cause of this thing is, like, I really hope nobody goes through this because it is miserable. Okay. Yeah, it's like, you guys know I've been trying to like stick on the keto diet, right? High meat, little carb, cauliflower rice, and it just progressively has been getting worse. So is it because it's like sometimes I cheat and then I add in carbs and then I go low carb? Is that why it's been prolonged? Who knows? But we'll see what happens, add in the kimchi, add in the sauerkraut, that kind of stuff. I'll add in kimchi in my diet. I'll add in ginger in my diet with the green tea and see how that thing works. See? Every time I go into ketosis, the itching starts. When I introduce carbs, the itching stops after a few days, but as soon as I say no to carbs, the rash is back. This happens every single time. So this person, it seems that, yeah, when they break the keto diet, it fucks them up, right? It's like they just go into a cycle. And for me, I kind of wonder, have I been screwing myself up? Because it's like I had this whole thing where it's like there are times where I stick with keto, and then there's other times where I just like carb up. And then when I carb up, right, like if I eat a lot of rice or if I eat, other stuff like that, or like gluten, rice, anything with like lots of carbs, it's kicking me out of ketosis, and then I say, okay, let me go back on track. And then when I go back on track, then yeah, it just continues to go back on. So, yeah. And then 2 weeks into keto, and they have a freaking rash on their chest. Does a reverse graph. I'm on my 5th day of keto from the last 2 days. Yeah, so I think I speculate this. When I go back onto keto, when I break my little keto, and yeah, when I go back on, I don't know, maybe I should just stop going on keto for a little bit and then see if this thing fucking clears up. Because, but the dangerous thing, like I said, is if I go back on keto, then this thing might reappear. So, which way is it? Who knows, right? But look at this. I got rash in my 6th week, and now I'm on my 10th week, and it's up again my neck more. I don't want to stop, but it's so embarrassing. You know what? Like yeah, it's something that I can be very open about, right? It's like other people are going through the same freaking thing, and yeah, if I just end up like going off this freaking diet because I can't stand all this stuff, it's yeah. See, they've had severe keto rash for about a month, and now they're out of hope. I'm just itchy as hell today, and yeah, again, yesterday I went very low carb, and I can't imagine going through this freaking cycle over and over and over where I'm super freaking itchy, and then it gets better, and then, yeah. 2 months in, look at this. I'm on 2 months on keto, and bam, keto rash. It's like a million tiny bumps. Look at this. I got mine after being keto for over a year. I started drinking a lot of alcohol, little sleep period, and the rash have lasted for over 7 months. And I still flare up. Holy shit. So, yeah. Do this. So yeah, people are talking about this stuff, right? Started keto diet, and psoriasis log, and now keto rash, lol. I think ketosis diet is my only option. So yeah. Yeah, so this whole hyperpigmented skin, this is what they're talking about. See this? You end up with these dark marks, and your skin just looks like, let me show you guys this stuff. See this? Look at that. Yeah, so see the little dots on the torso? I have a few of those already on my stomach. And yeah, so I guess it's more stuff to add on here, right? Bile salts. That's the thing. Like, I'm kind of worried about this. I'm kind of worried about this, and this is the reason why I'm worried about this, because I never intend to stick on a diet for the rest of my life. And I know, like, for instance, right? Let's say you have a casual diet, right? Let's say you're trying to eat healthy, and then you go to McDonald's, And then you say, oh, okay, well, today I'm going to eat chicken nuggets or I'm going to drink some soda. And you do pretty good, but then, yeah, 20% or 10% of the time, you just want to be a normal human. But I wonder, like, is that 10 or 20%, does veering off keto, does it cause the cycle to continue, right? Because it's like I'm not sticking to keto completely. And I don't want to stick with 100% keto. I want to live my life where I don't have to think about, oh, staying away from it, or if I go over whatever ketosis is, then I get fucked over by it. And yeah, so I think today I'm going to up my carb intake for sure. It's just so fucking itchy. And again, like I said, it's spreading. And I didn't have this kind of issue, being on like before the keto diet, I want to say. And yeah, I think I've just been screwing myself over just having these little cheat meals. So it's really, I feel like it's almost like, correct me if I'm wrong, but I almost feel like it's kind of like an all or nothing thing, and that's kind of problematic because I don't want to live my life where it's like I normalize this, right? And I say, okay, well, I'm gonna have a flare up because I'm back on keto. Oh, okay, my skin's clearing up because I'm adding more carbs in, and yeah, yeah. So I have been saying that. Let's see over here. Onion, garlic, ginger. Oh, ginger. Yeah. I think I stopped the carbs too quickly because yeah, you guys knew. You guys saw my food. It was like I was eating things like pork belly, steak, cauliflower rice. I'd have my little cheat cookie, and then sometimes, right, I'd go vegetarian, and then if you go vegetarian, you have a whole bunch of carbs, right? You guys, like, I didn't show you a picture, but like, what was it, yesterday or something? I went to a Korean restaurant, and then I had a bunch of rice, and I had some carbs, but it wasn't that many carbs. I only had like half of the rice, and the rest of the day I was on keto. So um, yeah, so I'm supplementing right now, but I just wanted to share this with you guys because if anybody's on the fucking keto diet, you might end up with a rash that can last for some people it's like 7 months. And see this, I've been on keto for over a year and I had no rash issue up until a couple weeks ago. So then people question themselves. They say, "Oh, okay, I thought I was okay because I had no issue, right?" You would say you would stabilize after a year, but if this rash comes back, then you have this like grappling thing where do you just hold on and you continue your diet? Do you not continue to your diet? And then you go crazy trying to, get rid of this stuff and supplement it. And see, I started keto 2 weeks ago and I thought I was developing eczema. It's mostly my joints, elbows, knees, hips, etc. See? And now people are saying that they're starting to feel itchy. I got keto rash about 4 weeks on my chest, scratch until I bleed, start to get better after week 8. But look, I suffered pretty badly for 7 months. Okay. I got it for 1 year, so off and on. It gets worse after I fast, just enduring it. So, see that? So I have a lot of red dots against my chest too. See? I started getting itchy hives after a year of healthy keto, not the keto rash, more like hives, they come and go. It might be a reaction to pistachio nuts. Like I said, you guys, it's like I was just thinking to myself, like, what the hell am I allergic to? Am I allergic to synthetic clothes all of a sudden? I'm allergic to this. I'm allergic to this. I'm allergic to that. And see, Got the rash on the second day of a 4-day prolonged fast. It was hell on earth. Terrible. Training while having that rash was brutal. It makes, well, if you sweat, you get more itchy. And yeah, people say the ketone. So this is what I'm gonna do. See, so they had to increase their carbs. A few spots left. So they increase their carbs and it's still there. See, and then yeah, what do people do? They use the ringworm cream. This works out for them. So I've been treating this thing with the antifungal, but yeah, like I said, it's not just my arm anymore. It's spreading on my neck, my chest, my torso. Feels like my leg now. See, freaking sucks. And I it's not like I've been gorging out on like crap food or anything like that. It's so. Yeah. So this person, right? They were going crazy, so they ended up eating tortilla chips. And then the next day, the rash subsided, and after a week of going back to a regular diet, their diet cleared up. So, it's very tempting just to go back to how I used to eat, which is my nice carby, my carby ways. I'm not doing this to lose weight, right? It's like some people they go on keto because they wanna get they wanna lose excess fat. I don't have that issue. I just felt like I want to just reduce the carbs and see how that goes. But maybe I'm reducing too much carbs, and but then other people could argue maybe I don't have enough fats in my diet. So it's between a rock and a sticky place over here. But yeah, it's like this kind of way that I'm living right now. I can be truly open with you guys. This is no way a person should live. And I don't stick to a diet hardcore. So it's like you don't think about the freaking keto diet. You have one fuck up, and then you go back on it. It's just like, you see what I'm saying? Like I'm screwing myself up because it's like whatever cycle I have to do to, let's say, not eat carbs for, let's say, 6 or 7 weeks, or maybe even 6 or 7 months, I keep breaking it because it's like I just want to live my life. I want to eat stuff that kicks me out of ketosis. I don't want to just be like, oh, okay, I'm going to like count my carbs all the time and I can't go above 50. And yeah, if I go above 50, then yeah, back to square one. So yeah, so who knows? It's like, yeah, I might just break keto because this is a little too much. It is a little too much. But then I could also try the bile salts, right? So some people say, check up with bile salts. See how that works for you. See? So this person has a little rash under their chin. Oh. Look at this. Oh, here we go. A year ago, I got on the keto diet 4 weeks until I broke out in a horrible rash. I got worse by the day. I went to the doctor's office. She prescribed a pill that treats candida and yeast infections. It did the trick. Then they upped the carbs, right? So then they went off keto, and then when they got back into it, they broke out again. So they stopped, and then they were eating salads, and then they had too little carbs, and they broke out again. So it starts on the chest, and then, yeah, see that? So you can see with this person, right? It's like the fact that they have too little carbs triggers this cycle within them. And there's nothing wrong, in my opinion, there's nothing wrong with eating salads. I don't think vegetables are bad. I don't stick with the carnivore diet where I see vegetables as anti-nutrients. But yeah, see, this person just kind of goes off and on and off and on. And whenever they have too little carbs, they end up with rash. So, see this? So yeah, they say it's caused by possibly a vitamin B3 deficiency. Oh my gosh, how many? Like I said, it's not. Here's the other thing too, right? I have read so many things about deficiencies. I've read maybe I have a zinc deficiency, maybe I have a B3 deficiency, maybe I have a vitamin D deficiency, and it drives me crazy because it's like I think before I went on, and I know that it could be various things. It could be my lack of sunlight as well, right? But I know before I went on the whole freaking keto diet, um, I didn't have this kind of issue. You didn't hear about me talking about my skin. Even like the great no-see-um thing. I was stressed out about that, but it's like I didn't. I can't remember about the no-see-um thing, but it's like I didn't feel like it progressively got rapidly worse like it is now. So some people would say, Erica, maybe you're really stressed out. I'm like, I'm a little stressed, but it's not nearly as stressed as it should be. I'm more stressed out about the itchiness than I am actually about anything else in my life. So yeah, see this? Here we go. Finally got on my 6 week of keto. I had been cheating every Saturday, but thanks to your video, I realized this was more likely interfering with my weight loss keto adaptations. Well, they don't cheat, and yeah, they notice that they got the keto rash on their necks, but it doesn't itch. And yeah, last time they did it, they had a 10 today water fast. What the? I'm not going on no fucking water fast. And then yeah, they said maybe it's the eggs. It took about a month for it to go away, but in the end, it did go away, 100%. Yeah. Oh, look at this. I usually comes in now. I switched over to keto. I don't know what this intermittent 20 hours, right? 24? I don't know. And then now they have the keto. Oh, look, keto rush got very bad when I got carnivore. I could see that. I could see that. See? So this other person got late red marks, and they're like, maybe it's the gluten, maybe it's the dairy, and they've had it for the last 2 years. See? Oh, no way with the olive oil. Getting hives all over my body. I've been doing keto for a month. I have no idea what's going on. Introduced some carbs the first day. I noticed the rash. Didn't help. I've been in and out of the hospital. What do you recommend? Please don't ignore me. Oh, yeah. I feel you. Someone's like that. I wonder if Epsom salts will help. Oh, I have been oat milk, oat powder milk, Epsom salt bathing myself almost every single day. Yeah, it works for a little bit, but yeah. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Look at this. I got the keto rash 3 weeks into the rigid keto diet. It occurred when I felt really good. I decided to go on 16/8 fast during week 3. It completely enveloped my chest, upper back, lower back. I felt so bad. I cried, no joke. Nothing helped then, and decided to stop keto. Started eating sweet potatoes and rice. Cleared up in a week. I tried tons of supplements and creams, but I didn't want to stop keto because ultimately that's the thing that helped soothe, was to take a shower and immediately apply after raw apple cider vinegar. Not sure why help, but took the edge off. Now I have brown scars. Yeah, so that's what they're talking about, the hyperpigmentation. Yeah. See? I don't know what causes it, but I'm gonna say, and this is just my thinking over here. See this? So yeah, this is just my thinking. I don't think, like, when I first got into the keto diet, I really believed in it, and I still think it's not a bad thing. However, there's just so much uncertainty with, like, how do you treat this kind of stuff. And I understand, like, they would say just eat more asparagus, just take the bile salts and see if that thing clears up. But how long do I take the bile salts? Do I have to take bile salts for the rest of my life in the event that I just want to have one cheat meal a week, and then yeah, I screw myself up? I don't know, there's like a lot of freaking questions. See? Oh, and I drink bone broth too. That's the other thing too. See? I get it after only about 5 days doing a keto diet. So I'm gonna get on. You know what? I'm gonna say that I have a good feeling that it's either all or nothing. I don't think I can adjust to just having this thing clear up, um, unless I stay with like on a completely keto diet and just like work through this kind of stuff. But the kind of freaking cycle where it's like calming itchiness, just drives me crazy. So you look at this. I'm on the 8th day of the keto diet. Saw these rashes yesterday all over my body. Looks like skin scallops. Now I'm itching all night long, thinking what could be wrong. Ah, jeez. See this? All these people are saying on this stuff. I got eczema on the keto diet. I never had eczema before. No, it's got so bad I had to stop the diet. See? So before all these skin issues happened, I never had a problem with I never had a problem with dairy. Um, Gluten I think breaks me out, but it's like I never had this whole widespread thing where it's like I wake up and I'm itchy, and throughout the day I'm itchy, and my whole day is basically trying to cut the itchiness. And yeah, see all this stuff. So if this is actually the case, you guys, this would make sense because I know in the event that it is, right, it would make sense because some people thought like, oh, well, Erica, what if you have ringworm, right? That thing should be very contagious, but Lewis doesn't have any ringworm. And it's like I'm progressively getting worse, and he's perfectly fine. And yeah, for me to have this kind of stuff for this extended period of time, and I'm the only one just getting worse and worse and worse, and coincidentally, I've just been trying to do more keto and more keto and more keto, and then yeah, I break out of the keto, and because I eat out. Yeah, see this. So I like the keto part because it's like I feel like if I stick on keto, I eat less food. You know, I just feel more full throughout the day. But yeah, downside is this rash. Look at this. On keto, 2 years, recent severe. I'm told it's Grover's disease. Dermatologist. Well, what the hell is this? I'm just curious. So yeah, you can be on keto for 2 years and end up with a freaking itchiness. F the not doing that. Middle-aged men. Let's see how this looks like. Ooh. Yikes. See a similarity here? It looks kind of similar, doesn't it? Oh, look at this keto rash. Oh. I would cry if my skin got this bad. I would honestly cry. I would just like go out to the nearest place to like carb up. See that? That's hellish. Really fucking hellish. That's yeah. I had a green tea, dandelion tea, and milk thistle. Yeah, see? So people said once they quit keto, consensus is that it goes away. I've been on the keto diet for 5 days. I had the keto rash for 3 days. And other people are saying like, oh, maybe it's because I ate unhealthy before. No, I don't think that's the case. Oh, look at this. So they were on carnivore for over a year, 0 carb, and then they started getting this stuff. So who knows what causes it, right? I mean, like you would figure that if you went on a 0 carb diet for a year, your body should have way adjusted already. But I just kind of think like, oh, look at this, hair loss, biotin. Uh-oh. They never had ginger and green tea, but they ate sauerkraut and asparagus daily when they started the keto diet. A lot of it. 2.5 weeks later, I got the keto rash. So I'm pretty sure that theory can be tossed. The only thing that helped was eating carbs again. Don't give up the whole. Here's the thing. Here's the thing. So, yeah. Yeah, I mean, this is something that it's like I don't mind sharing it with you guys because you guys hear about the keto. You guys hear about the keto diet, right? And you always hear like, "Oh yeah, if you go on the keto diet, you're going to lose weight, you're going to get you're going to feel more on point." And I agree with that. I notice that when I'm on the keto diet, right? I feel more grounded. I feel less padded if I eat less carbs, so I don't like eating too many carbs as a result of that. But I cannot help but think, right? Maybe it's the whole thing where it gets better and then it flares up. It's because, well, there's times it's like once a week or so, right? If I want to eat out with Lewis, it's like I'm not going to stick on a freaking keto diet for the rest of my life. So it's like I think, oh, okay, I'll get a cheat meal. Oh, I'll get a burrito. Oh, I'll get this. I'll eat sushi. And it seems like such a harmless thing because it's like you think sushi and rice, what's the big deal in that? But I think it's like my body just like it's like okay, we're pissed off because we don't have any carbs, and then I eat carbs, and I don't know how quickly like my body reacts to carbs, but frick, I think I have too little carbs. I'm gonna be frank about that. I think I'm eating way too little carbs, and that tells me I really shouldn't go on a super low carb diet. I got to actually start thinking, okay, let me add more carbs in there. But I never thought, okay, well, if I just substitute my rice for cauliflower rice, like I would have any issue. But yeah, I have a healthier diet now than I did 2 years ago by far. But yeah, my whole life is basically just dealing with itchiness and trying to fix the itchiness and yeah. I don't know why people would go on a 10 to 12-day water fast. Like maybe I think it's part of it's like people think like they're detoxing, but I think that's kind of a form of starvation. So I would never go on a water fast. I would never go on a water fast. I would never go on a juice fast. Because like I said, I don't want to. My intention with this is not to drop massive amounts of weight or anything like that. See? Oh yeah, I'm AB positive. I'm AB positive, Jeremy. I haven't tested my urine for ketones, but most of the day I don't eat carbs. I eat very very little carbs. Yeah. So see this. Oh, look at this. I'm 6 weeks into keto and I have tons of energy, and with the exception of this keto rash. First week, I noticed I had eczema on my face, which I've had on and off. Slowly it appeared it got worse, even when using two creams. Second observation, 5 weeks into keto, atopic dermatitis, small bumps on the chest and upper back. Most of these are present, so eczema and psoriasis run on both ends. I'm interested how the diet relates. I'm not giving up, but instead I'm a more restricted keto, almost carnivore diet in order to further eliminate what's truly going on. I'm also considering introducing bile salts since I'm transition to a more carnivore style anyway. And yeah, see. Oh, look at this person. This person says they took spirulina. I'm already on spirulina. Um, so the only thing that I can say I'm not taking right now is ox bile supplement and magnesium. So maybe I'll try that. I'll try. At least I can say I tried it. I don't mind crossing things out, right? Like, okay, well, let me try this bile supplement, this bile salt thing. And yeah, if that doesn't work, then I can conclusively say, well, I tried it and it didn't work for me. And yeah. I don't want to go to a doctor and then prescribe me a freaking steroid cream. I want to figure out like what's causing it. I don't want to just like if my diet's actually the one that's causing it, then I don't mind like leaving the keto diet, but I actually want to do every little stone unturned sort of thing. But we'll see. But you know what I could do? I could just start eating a lot of carbs and then see if this thing lightens up, and then when it lightens up, go back into keto and see if that's really the case. Ox bile. Yeah, ox bile. I know. Ox bile. They say that you have to take bile salts. Let me show you guys this one. Yeah, I know this is not something that most people take, right? Bile salts. See this? Bile acid factors. Keto itch is gone. The bile salts are working. See? So this is the thought behind it. Thoughts are the gallbladder cannot process all the fats and all the toxins coming out from my fat being burned instead of sugar, and this is the cause of the itch. So that's why people say it works. So say after one day, the itch is gone. Bile salts. Ox bile. Yeah, so people buy it. Like 1,746 people at least, right? See? So people take it for the keto itch. Let's see. No gallbladder, I'm kidding. So you need digestive enzymes, it seems. Let's see. The cure for keto rash. Oh, look at that. Oh, look at this. See? So one spot became many tiny bumps, and then different type of rash appeared as well. With these changes came an unbearable rash, all consuming and spreading like wildfire. The first doctor said it would go away. The second dermatologist repeated the symptom and prescribed steroids that did not work. And the third doctor said it was nothing to do with diet. They were all wrong. And they said see? Oh, look, here we go. Dandelion tea, black seed oil, tea tree oil, apple cider vinegar, probiotics, magnesium, zinc. Hell, I even tried a Clorox bath. I had almost given up when a scientific article said ox bile helped. So I ordered the supplement, and they took one with each meal. By the next day, the spreading stopped. Within 3 days, the itching was completely gone, and the rash was healing. I feel a million times better. I don't know. Do I know why this cured me? No. Do I care? No. I take it twice a day, and it hasn't come back. So I'm going to try the ox bile and see if this works, and I'll report back to you guys after I get it. If this worked for 3 days, I'd say 1 week with the ox bile. That should work. I'm still doing psoriasis. I'm still going to use the creams. I'm still going to supplement with zinc and vitamin D. I'm not going to take the 40,000 IUs of vitamin D. I'm going to just stick with the 1,000 and see if that works. And give it a week, see if it improves. If it doesn't improve, then I'll up my vitamin D to 40,000 IU and continue using the creams. And if that doesn't work, then I think I can conclusively tell everybody who's on the keto diet or thinking about going on the keto diet or has a flare-up with a rash, you can try all these things and this is what works or this is what doesn't work kind of thing. Yeah, that's, we'll see. Do I really just need ox bile? Ox bile in my so all the supplements that I take right now, I take astaxanthin, I take spirulina, I take grass-fed beef liver pills, I take CoQ10, I take fermented cod liver oil, and I still have this stuff. So I know some people said like if you take fermented cod liver oil, it has vitamin D and vitamin A. I don't know how much there is in there because it's like you just take it, and some people swear by it. It's like besides this itching, besides this rash, I don't have any other problem in my life. Like I don't feel like I don't feel like I'm depressed or anything like that. It's this freaking itching and this rash. It's absolutely like just like killing me because I don't want to spend the day waking up itching and go to sleep itching and stay in the shower because I'm itching and yeah, dealing with all these creams and supplement things. So the upside of this is yeah, I'm willing to just give this some time and see if this thing works because I think there are too many people on the freaking keto diet and they're just yeah, what if it's really just freaking ox bile that makes that difference, right? So yeah. So we'll see. We'll see if the ox bile clears it up, and I'm still gonna use the creams. Still gonna treat it like it's a fungal infection, and still gonna take zinc and vitamin D. But don't right now, from what I can tell you guys. Like if you guys think it's like the keto diet is straightforward, in the event that this is actually a keto rash, and it's because you guys can see, right? A lot of people are talking about having something similar to this. See? Oh, look at this. So this person was on keto since May. They had been on a pure healthy keto for over 6 months. Then the keto rash started 2 weeks ago. Tried everything: charcoal, buying supplements, proteins, fat, the Dr. Berg's, you name it, worse and worse. And then yeah, and they ended up breaking out of keto because they were going crazy. Yeah. So, yep, I agree. The itching is 10 times worse. It's like a little really bad mosquito bite. It's like hives. And it spreads. So it's like you feel like you feel kind of you feel shitty because it's like you kind of question like, okay, you're not eating processed foods. You know what you're eating. It's not that bad. And even if even if you do have a cheat meal, it's way better than your diet before. But there's just something going on in your body telling you, hey, I don't like this. So, yeah, we'll see if the ox bile does it, but if not, yeah, we'll see. Oh my god, I just cracked. Look at this one. Someone said intermittent fasting. Maybe I was eating too much fat. No more rashes now. See that? What's the issue about bile? Not enough being bile? Is that it? Mm-hmm. Oh, and here we go again. Peppermint oil. Yeah, I'm not gonna, I have peppermint oil. I'm not gonna do that. Wow, look at this. So they ended up taking dandelion root and milk thistle. See, so every time you start and stop keto, I feel like your body resets. So this time in 3 weeks and my whole lower back is a rash. So I was told to take bile salts to clear my liver and digestive enzymes. So yeah. You know the thing, this whole black seed oil, I actually ordered it. So I actually have it coming on the way. Oh look, there's a vegan keto. Yeah. So they got the rash too. Oh, that sucks. So there's something about it. It's not just the meat, it's something else. It started when I tried to introduce pea protein in my diet. Oh, jeez. Is it too high fat? Who knows? the hell, why these people are fasting. I mean, intermittent fasting, okay, but I mean, the freaking water fasting, I don't understand that. Just spent a grand with the immunologist for a rash, which I swear started with keto. Oh, here we go. This is why people are doing it. Because they hear that water fasting and OMAD helps get rid of a lot of the bad bacteria that we accumulate in our life. Oh my fucking god. You know, this is another thing that I'm gonna get into. You know, you got some people who are like avid, like, raw vegans, and they say they're gonna be detoxing, and they've been doing this for like 20 years or so. I'm thinking, like, what the fuck are you detoxing after you've been on a freaking vegetable and fruit diet for 20 years? What are you doing? You're saying, like, oh, I want to detox the freaking Dunkaroos that I ate when I was 7 years old? Maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm just being very insensitive about it. But I'm just like, we have organs for a reason. You have kidneys and liver, and yeah, I'm pretty sure I don't need to, like, starve myself for 10 days just to say, oh, I'm gonna uh, atone for that Cheeto that I ate when I was 17 years old. See? So this person thinks they're detoxing all the bad bacteria. I don't know what the fuck my body would be detoxing at the moment. Oh, someone's like, bacon? Nope. Oh, I eat nitrate-free bacon. I rarely eat bacon, actually. Getting worse the higher my ketone levels are. Goes away with hours of eating carbs, like 150 to 100 grams. It's strange. Yeah, so I've had it where it's like I feel itchy, and then I look on my chest and I don't see anything. Oh, look at this. 2 years in. So they've been on keto for 2 years, then they've had it for over 2 months. They've tried topical creams, steroids, and antihistamines. You know that they get the steroids, these have to come from the dermatologist. So that's the scary thing about it. So they said the rash is causing shingles because I got that from fasting. That's the scary thing about it. Like, you might be on the keto diet for a long time, for over a year, 2 years, and then suddenly you just get hit with the keto rash, and then you end up thinking like, shit, what the hell caused it, right? Oh, look at this. Oh, they're on keto diet. Oh, look at this cinnamon. Oh, fuck. They said I was adding cinnamon to my butter. I cut out the cinnamon. I've actually looked into the cinnamon thing for eczema, so I stopped eating cinnamon a while back. See that? Yeah, so other people say stick with it. Oh, look at this. Someone speculated. Other people say it's candida. I don't know what the hell it is. I have no idea. Other people say you gotta take dandelion tea. Not for me. I drank it for 2 weeks. So yeah, we got dandelion tea, we got ginger tea, we got bile salts. Um, it's like all this stuff. It's crazy. So we'll see. I said I to get some tests. But yeah, this is just if you had these rashes before going on the diet. No, I've been off and on keto. That's the thing. I thought like when this started happening, it was around November or so, and then I thought like, oh, it's not a big deal. Maybe it's just like the weather. I didn't even notice it, and it's like it was creeping on the backside of my arm, and I never noticed. And then finally, I noticed it. I was like, oh, okay, let me treat it with some dry skin cream, and then it was getting worse. And then you guys know if you guys been following my channel, I went on like um, I started going on this whole like freaking pork belly kick, and I was just going on locking down on my keto even more. And yeah, I think my carb intake is just too low, but that's just me speculating. So downside with the keto diet, itchiness that I can't explain. People don't have a real big solution for it. Eat more asparagus, eat more kimchi, take bile salts, it seems to be the solution. Drink dandelion tea. Um, yeah, see this. So the thing that I can't understand is if you want to say it's like, oh, okay, oh, look at this. If you can't, if you've been on this diet for an extended period amount of time and all of a sudden you're breaking out keto rash, I wouldn't say it's because your body just decided to let go of the toxins that were inside of your body. I think there's something that's going on, but I just don't know what. And the only thing I hear about is like take freaking bile salts and dandelion tea. See? Okay, so this person, yeah, said that, yeah, the ox bile helped with the liver processed fat. So you know what the scary thing about this is? This is what I'm going to say. If you are on the keto, and this is just my thoughts, if you are on the keto diet and you are dependent for taking ox bile supplement for your liver to process the fat, I just think like that tells me that naturally, right, people won't be reacting very well to the keto diet unless they have some sort of outside help. And I have an issue with that a little because I think like I don't want to be on freaking ox bile supplements for the rest of my life because I know like if I stop taking the ox bile supplement, then I start getting a rash, right? Maybe it's just me, maybe it's just the way I see it, but I just want to like I don't take it. I haven't stopped. See, so they have to take it 2 to 3 times a week. So as you burn your fat, you might have trouble detoxing from it. It assists your own bile to break down the fat. Okay. So I'm eating a high fat diet, high fat, high protein diet where my body is just like, okay, this is a little too tough. So yeah, I'm relying on the ox bile. You see where I'm getting at though, right? It's like if you have to stick on the keto diet and in order to prevent yourself from getting the rash, you got to take ox bile. I just scratch my head a little at that. I'm like, so you're telling me my body can't handle this by itself naturally? I have to, it's not like me just wanting to take like astaxanthin because I hear about the skin benefits. I feel like if I take ox bile, it's because I need to take ox bile. See? And this person keeps taking it 2 to 3 times a week. Yeah, and other people are saying like, oh, you know, you have fungal overgrowth, so you need to you need to take probiotics and kill it that way. Oh gosh. Sometimes I think like, do people realize like we have organs? Like our organs should be able to handle this stuff. Yeah. Histamine intolerance. Yeah. Keto rash or eating too much fat in this diet. Yeah. I haven't even eaten pork in a while. I haven't made that pork in a couple weeks. I feel like 2 weeks at least. Yeah. So, yeah. I haven't noticed anything. That's my blood type, AB positive. If anybody goes on the whole blood type thing, yeah, my blood type is AB positive. So, yeah. I know, right? It's like you try to, I went with this whole thing, this whole diet, because it's like I thought, oh, okay, this seems healthy. Yes, I think we have too much carbs in the standard American diet. Let me go on keto. I didn't do well on carnivore because it's like I didn't want to just eat steak and meat all day, all night. So I figure, yeah, going on keto was a good way of balancing, right? Not some carbs, but not too much carbs, and maybe my carb intake is too low. But the scary thing about that is like I feel like I have to like monitor how much carbs I eat because if I go too low on the carbs, then yeah, this kind of stuff can happen. So yeah, I don't need to lose weight. I don't need to lose weight. I just wanted to do the keto diet because I felt more grounded on it. I feel more how would I say it? Like I feel more padded if I go on a high carb diet. I feel more moody on a high carb diet too. So like if I eat beans, I feel bloated. So it always made sense to me. It's like, okay, eat meat and eat cauliflower rice, and that way you just, you can have a little bit of carbs if you want. But yeah, it's like I had no problem with the way I was eating at all. It's just my freaking body is just itching, itching, itching. So, um, yeah. So, I don't think I got allergic to beef all of a sudden. I don't think I got allergic to, um, yeah, I don't think I got allergic to beef. I don't think I got allergic to, um, what else? I forgot, but it just sucks. What are you putting on your skin? I'm putting on a psoriasis balm. Right now I'm taking a CBD balm. I also tried the antifungal that you gave me too. So I'm putting 3 things on my skin, right? And seeing how that thing works. And then I'm also supplementing with vitamin D and zinc. So I just started that yesterday with the balm that Libor sent over, and it seems like it works okay. However, my skin is weeping. I guess it's pretty mad having a balm on my skin, which makes sense, right? But the stuff that he sent it was called Evolsin, and it works out. Um, no, the Evolsin is actually, I believe, it's an antifungal too. So, but here's the thing. Here's the thing, anonymous individual. It's not. It's getting to the point where it's not just my arm. That it's on my chest. It's on my neck. It's on my leg. It's on my torso. So this thing is rapidly spreading. That's what I'm trying to get at. Like it's not just like one little arm patch, and that's the thing that's like causing me to get a little worried. Because it's like I look at it and I'm thinking like, why is this thing spreading? Why is it spreading so um, aggressively? And the only thing I can point to is a keto rash, or it's my stress levels. But I'm gonna say like it's probably a freaking keto rash, because yeah, my carb intake has been low. So if I go back on a regular diet, right, which I'm very very tempted to do, now that I think about it, just go back to how I was eating, and then what if everything all fucking clears up, and then I'm like, okay, well, this is what happens, Erica. This is what happens if you go too low carb. You end up with itchy, 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 itchy. I mean, like, hell, even my ears are itchy right now, okay? And there's no polyester or anything on the tops of my earlobes. So, yeah. Um, Yeah, so it's just like the laundry detergent didn't change. My shampoo didn't change. In fact, my soap is a lot more sensitive now than it was before. But it's just, yeah, it just gets pissed off. So there's something going on, in my opinion, in my body that's getting my whole body all pissed off at something, and I'm just thinking like, okay, it's probably my diet. Yeah. So yeah. And I know I'm repeating myself, but again, if you guys are on the keto diet, or if you know someone who has like a flare up because of their skin, or if they're breaking out in a rash or something, and they're thinking like, what the hell is it? You know, is it because I have a sudden allergy attack? Really think about maybe it's the keto diet. And I can't say it's not like I was doing dirty keto or anything like that. I did, in my opinion, like I had cheat meals, but it was not nearly as bad as like the food that other people eat. I tried to stay with grass-fed meats. I did the bone broth stuff. I went with the cauliflower rice. I did supplements, um, and I reading comments about people with the keto rash, for me to just go and have this stuff happen for the next 7 months or something, or be dependent on ox bile. I don't know how I feel about that. But you guys get what I'm saying, right? It's not like I'm taking the supplement because I want to add to my health. It's like I have to take ox bile possibly because my body cannot, uh, my body doesn't process fats or food as well as it should be. So I need to take that extra bile to help it out. And I think that's kind of working against it. It's kind of like artificial. So, yeah. So, yeah, maybe my immune system. I don't need MSG. I've been staying away from MSG tranquil. That's the other thing too. It's like I know what I've been eating, and it's like I look back at it and I say, man, my diet used to be way shittier before. You remember like that time? You guys remember? If you guys have followed my stream, like I used to love sugar so much, and I had like a few acne breakouts, but it wasn't like I was breaking out of itchiness all around. My sugar levels are like a lot lower than it was before. My carb intake is a lot lower than it was before. I'm staying away from fried foods, um, and I have a much cleaner diet. But according to my skin, that tells me otherwise, right? My skin is breaking out as if it's like just like I have the worst diet in the world. So. Oh, it just sucks. So, we will see. But the fact that it's spreading, that's the thing that's a little alarming to me. I think that yeah, when it's spreading like this, that tells me there's something deeper that I'm not understanding. I don't know. From what I'm reading, what's missing from my diet is friggin' ox bile. It seems ox bile, and I'm like, fuck, I don't want to take ox bile. It's not like I have anything against like ox bile itself. It's not a ethics thing or anything like that. But for frick's sake, I gotta take ox bile for the rest of my life, possibly to stay on this diet. It's not worth it, right? Let's see here. Okay, so we're gonna read about the blood type diet. Oh gosh, look at that. Okay, so I'm AB positive. I should eat dairy, lamb, tofu. Yeah, dairy, lamb, tofu. Damn it, damn it. So I do like lamb a lot. I do like fish a lot. I do like grains. I do like fruit and vegetables. Yeah. So before this kind of stuff, before I went on this keto thing, I was actually eating, rice. I was eating rice all the time. I was eating Meat. I was eating vegetables. I was eating fruits, that kind of stuff. I'm still eating it, but I just cut down my freaking rice. I substituted mostly for cauliflower rice. I don't even cook rice anymore. See? Mm. So I've heard conflicting things. Some people swear by the blood type diet. Other people say it doesn't work. But I feel like, yeah. What is the downside about that? Like, does anyone say like, oh yeah, don't eat this kind of stuff? Oh, look at this. People with AB blood type tends to have low stomach acid. Let's read this because I'm curious. It's believed that people of this type blood type tend to have lower rate of allergies. Lol. Okay. What not to eat? What to eat? Mainly vegan. I'm sorry. I can't. I can't. Okay. Here's the thing. So if you guys knew, there was a time that I tried to go vegan. I was mostly vegetarian, and my mental health went down the shitstorm. My mental health was so freaking bad. After I went down that deep dark place, I said I'm not gonna do vegan. I'm not gonna do vegetarian for the rest of my life, 100%. I'm a big fan of having the omnivore diet because I feel like you're not getting certain things in for me at least. Like I feel like I was like lacking stuff, and sure enough, once I added animal fats and animal meat into my diet, my mental health just automatically went back up. So I like eating meat. I feel more healthy when I eat meat, but I think it just could be my lack of grains that's fucking me over. And if that's the case, right? If that's the case, then I should just get off the keto diet, really, because it's like I have no problem going gluten free and eating carbs. I had no problem, but yeah, maybe I'm just gonna eat some fucking rice and be like, okay, let's see if this thing goes away if I just add in my Asian staple, which is rice. Yeah. Yeah, digestive bile salt should be a digestive. Let's say bile salts, uh, keto. See that? Ooh. Here you go. Bile salts can help you digest fats if you don't have enough bile. Or you can take apple cider vinegar. Oh, that's maybe why people say that. So yeah, maybe my gallbladder is working too hard. Wow, look at that. So yeah, I really do believe in keto for weight loss. I just feel like you can get really fucked over by the rash thing. Keto rash is a bile deficiency. Okay, let's watch this. And the other person, I think Outseeker who linked it,
one of the biggest
who says that AB positive doesn't have that much
problems I see when it comes to
that doesn't have that much
is you can get to the
freaking
gym
stomach acid.
7 days a week, but if you are not
Yeah, okay, let's see.
Today we're going to talk about keto rash. Just an updated video from my last video. I haven't done
Okay, let's see this.
I want to give you a little bit of a deeper understanding of what's behind the keto rash. What happens when you go on a keto diet is you make several changes.
Usually you don't make changes to the amount of protein that you eat, but you do make changes to the amount of carbohydrates you eat, as well as the amount of fats. And in this case, it's really the increase in dietary fat that is causing the rash, because your body needs some time to adjust and adapt to the amount of fat that you're consuming. Because on a ketogenic diet, it could be between 70 to 80% of all your calories fat. And so if you're taking that in and you don't have the ability to digest it, that's when we have a problem. So the two things that help you digest fat is bile salts. Okay, bile salts are made by the liver and stored in the gallbladder. So if you have anything wrong with this, that could magnify things like a fatty liver, or you don't have a gallbladder, or you just haven't adapted to produce enough bile. Now, the purpose of bile is to break down the fat and to extract the fat-soluble vitamins from the fat that you're eating, and the essential fatty acids as well, like omega-3 fatty acids and quite a few other ones. So if you don't have enough bile to extract that from the diet, guess what? You could end up with a vitamin A deficiency. And vitamin A deficiencies are directly connected to what's going on with your skin. And then we have a vitamin D deficiency. Vitamin D is crucial for preventing things like psoriasis and inflammation in general, including the skin. And then we can have a vitamin E deficiency. And vitamin E is very, very connected to your skin health. Bile is also needed to help detoxify the liver. So potentially there could be toxins that are not coming out through the body. And if you look up various conditions with the gallbladder, rashes are a symptom. And dermatitis is also another symptom. However, there's another condition, a skin condition, that you'll read about when you search on Keto Rash, and that's called Puerigo Pigmentosa. Now, this is a skin condition which they don't have a clue what causes it. Sometimes it's called idiopathic, which means unknown cause. But if you look this skin condition up, sometimes it occurs after the person had their gallbladder removed, or it can occur if the person has problems with their bile ducts that are connected to the gallbladder. By adding purified bile salts to your diet, potentially you could help reduce this right here. Now, the other vitamin that's connected to the keto rash is a deficiency of B2 Riboflavin. Another name for B2 is vitamin G, and I would always use vitamin G for liver conditions. It worked great on that, and it also helped the skin as well. So just so you know, vitamin B2 is a cofactor or a helper vitamin in fat metabolism. Also, as you add more fat to the diet, the requirement for B2 goes up. And if you don't take enough B2, you could be deficient. And one of the big symptoms of a B2 deficiency is pellagra, which can also give you a skin issue. Now, does this mean that if you have a subclinical deficiency of B2, you're going to have pellagra? I have no idea. All I'm doing is showing you the connection. I do know that it does support your liver. So really what's happening is that we're increasing the demand for fat without the amount of bile that's needed to digest the fat. So the first thing I would recommend is to get some purified bile salts. Take it right after the meal, okay, each meal. And you may even need to reduce the amount of fats to make it easier on your system. And you should see an improvement in your skin rash. If you want additional information about purified bile salts, I put a link.
Okay, purified bile salts. Yeah. I don't know. No, I'm not cutting an entire category from carbs. I'm definitely still eating carbs. 100% I'm still eating carbs. Like I just had a banana yesterday, and I'm gonna eat a banana today, and banana has carbs. But my thinking is like maybe I don't have enough carbs. Who knows? Maybe I'm eating, maybe my body, I don't even here's the thing, like, you know, the whole bile salt thing, I don't even think I eat that much freaking meat. I don't think 1.5 pounds of meat a day, a week is causing me to have some kind of bile issue. So that's why I'm going to fall back on the freaking carb intake. Like, if I eat 1.5 pounds of meat in a week, right? Just maybe like 5 ounces a day. Is that really going to be causing me to have this kind of issue? That's a little suspect to me. Let's see. So he's actually known for being one of the leading educators about the keto diet, and what he says makes sense. I think it makes sense, but it's a different thing when you hear about this kind of stuff, and then you also you go through it, and you're just like, you kind of question, because it's like, I question. I'm thinking like, I don't eat that much freaking meat. I don't think I eat that much meat. I think my body should be able to handle this kind of stuff. And what worries me though is, like you guys saw in the comment section, you have people who are on the keto diet for about 2 years, and then they suddenly get a keto rash. Their body should have been able to produce enough bile over those 2 years, right? So that's the thing that I'm a little suspect about, because I just wonder, does things change over time? Do people just, yeah, I don't think 5 ounces is that much. So I eat about 5 ounces of meat, and then I have like with bone broth, or I have it with like I just add in like the fats, like fats from like beef, beef feet, beef shank, that kind of stuff. So it's like the gelatinous stuff, and it's not that much. My body should be able to handle 5 ounces of meat, no problem. So who knows, but I am treating this thing. It's the fact that it's spreading, that's the thing that alarms me a lot. But yeah, I'm still doing topicals and stuff like that, so I'm not worried about it. Oh, Ken Berry. Oh yeah, I've heard about him. He was actually the one who said you should not use, was he the one he was saying, like, if you have like eczema or psoriasis, you shouldn't go on a steroid, you should find the root cause, and he says it was a dietary issue. I actually watch a few of his videos. Let's see.
Once I started to actually incorporate this into my skincare routine, I was low-key lightweight kind of up. SK2 Terra Facial Treatment Essence. So what is a facial treatment?
Have you tried everything for your eczema and it just won't go away? You've tried every prescription drug your doctor could think of. You changed from eating a junk food diet to eating a diet that's full of fruits and vegetables, lots of fruit smoothies and fruit juices. You've tried every over-the-counter.
By the way, so yeah, this is the one where I told you guys I wanted to cut out, what was it? Yeah, I was talking like I wanted to cut out blueberries from my life and tomatoes. Remember that?
Thing that every celebrity has ever advertised in magazines and on television, and yet there your eczema is, laughing at you. This video is going to tell you about a little-known cause of eczema and other chronic conditions that you may never have heard of, and that by removing this one thing from your diet, you may get as much as a 80 to 95% reduction in your eczema symptoms. I'm Dr. Ken Berry, a family physician with 20 years of clinical experience. And this video is about the one thing that may be causing your eczema. The thing I'm going to tell you about in this video is salicylates. Salicylates are contained in a wide variety of foods and drinks. And if you've never heard of this very common cause of eczema, then you don't know to eliminate those things from your diet. We're not sure if the salicylates cause actual inflammation in the skin itself, or if the salicylates cause inflammation in the gut, which then in turn leads to skin inflammation. All we know is that there are a large percentage of people with eczema who have salicylate sensitivity. Currently, I think that the theory that salicylates cause either gut inflammation or systemic inflammation, and thus lead ultimately to eczema in many people. I think
I've
those
actually been
theories
doing this.
hold the most credence because
I've actually been doing this. Yeah, so I cut out my blueberries. I don't eat dates. I don't eat grapes. Oh shit! Wait, yesterday I had an orange. Shit, could that have been it? My one orange. I don't eat tomatoes. Yeah. I don't eat any of those other things. I'm on a pretty fucking restricted diet.
salicylate sensitivity or intolerance can also lead, obviously, to eczema, what we're talking about, but also to other rashes, to anxiety, depression, brain fog, memory loss, fatigue, nasal polyps, asthma, postnasal drip, and other digestive problems. And even some people have reported ringing in the ears or tinnitus from a salicylate insensitivity or intolerance. Now, there's no one lab test that your doctor can do in the office to see if you have a salicylate intolerance problem. What you got to do is you got to find out all the foods that are very high in salicylates and then avoid those for a period of time. Typically a month is a very good period of time, and there's a long list of salicylate-rich vegetables and fruits and fruit juices that you need to know about. And indeed, many people stop eating the junk food and go to a vegan diet, plant-based diet, or a diet rich in colorful fruits and vegetables, thinking that surely, to goodness, that will improve my eczema. And then they're down in the dumps and they're defeated and they're very sad when they discover that after a few months of this diet of fruits and vegetables that their eczema is either no better or in some cases it got worse. I've included a list of all the high salicylate foods in the show notes down below so that you can check these out. And you're going to find it's a lot of fruits and a lot of vegetables and a lot of spices, things that we're told are healthy. And so whether they're actually healthy or not is still kind of up for debate. But if you have salicylate intolerance or sensitivity, then they're definitely not healthy for you, or they wouldn't be leading to all these chronic medical problems, including eczema. As you may know, I'm a big proponent of the ketogenic way of eating and of the carnivore diet. And indeed, many people who switch from another diet to a ketogenic way of eating often notice a huge reduction in their eczema severity and in the frequency of flare-ups. But even some people on keto, they still have their eczema problems. And that's where the carnivore diet comes in.
Carnivore.
We have seen in the carnivore community thousands of case reports of people who just went to a meat or animal-based diet and their eczema completely resolved in many, many cases. And in some cases, it got 80-90% better. And I think that the reason this happens on a carnivore diet is not because there's anything magic in the meat, the eggs, the cheese, the fish. I think that what you're doing in very many cases is you're removing inflammatory plant chemicals.
So one thing about the carnivore dieters is they believe that plants have these things called anti-nutrients in them. So the plants want to survive, and it actually poisons your body. So some people, it's like if they stick with, let's say, an all-meat diet or so, they find that, if they have like an allergy to, let's say, I don't know, basil, their health gets better because of that. Now for me, I've tried the carnivore diet. I couldn't stick with it because it's too freaking restrictive. But this thing, salicylates. See this? So yesterday, I will admit, I had a lone orange. One small orange. It was like the size of my palm. It's like one of the standard size oranges. So could that have been screwing me up? Is that why I broke out? Just that one innocent looking orange. But like, look at this stuff. Apricots, blackberries, blueberries, cherries, cranberries, currants, dates, grapes. So the first time I noticed that I had this sort of reaction is when I ate grapes. I've been avoiding grapes like the plague. But yeah, yesterday I ate an orange. And look at that, raisins, strawberries, tangerines, olives, tomatoes, all jams, all jellies, all marmalade, almonds, commercial gravy, commercial sauce. It's a lot of. It's basically just cut out all your fruit. Just to be safe, right? Almost it seems like. Or just eat things like watermelon, bananas. But even then, like you want to stick with the keto diet, the bananas are kind of high in the carbs. So yeah, it's like a pretty restrictive diet. So I don't actually. I used to eat. It's like I have a pretty restrictive way of eating. In case you guys didn't pick that up. So yeah, no more freaking oranges for me. We'll try to cut out the oranges and see where that is. So, yeah. But, like I said, people on the carnivore diet end up with having issues. You guys saw in the YouTube comment section, right? They say, like, I've been on the carnivore diet and I still have skin issues. So I don't think that it's just because you, like, eliminate all your fruits or all your vegetables that's going to be it. But, hey, you know what? If the orange caused me to have a flare-up yesterday, I'm willing to cut out the oranges from my diet. If I'm already cutting out the grapes, I can do that. And see if that turns out. But, yeah. If it was one fucking orange that caused me to have all these issues, I'm going to be pissed off. We'll see. I love oranges very, very much. We have, like, no fruit in the fridge except oranges, avocado, and banana. That's it. So I'm willing to go on this fucking elimination right now and see what's causing that. Maybe it's oranges, maybe it's not the oranges. What symptoms do you have that you didn't have before you started cleaning the mold? I didn't clean the mold really. Yesterday it's like I sprayed the thing and it's supposed to be dead. But I didn't clean it yet. Yeah, some people they have this idea that plants are only supposed to be used for medicine, not for eating. Yeah. I just had such a freaking restrictive diet. I don't mind having this much restriction. What sucks is like when you have this kind of skin issue, and it's like you question like how could this happen? You know, I'm having a much cleaner diet than other people, and yeah, this kind of stuff happens. And I'm making eggs in case you're wondering what's sizzling right now. Could it be stress? Oh, it could be stress. Could be from yesterday. You know, the subway thing. Because, I mean, I was fine. I was pretty much fine. And then after that whole incident, then I started noticing I was getting new bumps. I had it on my neck. I had it on my arm. And it went away. Yeah. So I'm going to go eat. And you know what I'm gonna do? This is what I'm gonna do. So I have a few areas where it's starting to, you know, I'm having like a skin breakout. So I'm gonna do some areas with Libers, what Libercent, and I'm gonna do other areas with the antifungal and see which one clears it up? Because I know anonymous individual is saying just stick with the antifungal instead. So I'm willing to see, like, okay, if I do the antifungal for certain areas and I use the other one for other areas, right? Which one's going to be better within 1 month? Or does it get better in a month, or do they both not, right? We'll see. So, yeah, I think that's what it's going to do. And then maybe one works better than the other. Maybe both worked really well. Oh my gosh, my back is so itchy right now. Damn it. But it's like a freaking all over thing that just drives me crazy. It used to be on my arm, and now, like I said, now it's not on my arm. It's on my neck, it's on my chest, it's on my leg, it's on my torso, and it might be on my back now. So, yeah, I'll apply some parts with the antifungal only, and then other parts with other stuff. But I'm still gonna take vitamin D. I'm still gonna take zinc, and hell with it. Let's pick up the ox bile and see if that makes a difference too. Yeah. Here's the thing, like, I've been really stressed out. I don't think I'm I think I'm stressed out over the itchiness, but I wouldn't say it's like I think my life is shitty or anything like that. It's just irritated, if anything. I'm just irritated about this stuff. Oh, Oriole's sleeping in the sunlight right now. Oriole. It ain't a long day. Yep, that's what I'm gonna do. So I'm gonna do spot test it. I don't think there's any downside for trying the ox bile out. Let's see if it works. So yeah, don't worry. I'll have the antifungal on one area, and then I'll have the Evosin stuff on another area, and then I can directly compare. Oh no. Lieber sent it. It's Evosin, so it's from Germany actually, and people say it's really good. They don't sell in the U.S. Let me show it to you. They have they have like a whole product line. See this stuff? Evosin. Okay, you don't understand Germany, and German I definitely don't either. But they make a, I don't think they have an English section. Do you? English? English, yes, you do have English. Thank you. And okay, here we go. See. So they have like a bunch of stuff, and they say that it's that yeah, people say it works, but you can't buy it in the United States. So I'm willing to test it. You know, it's like if people say it works, and I'm willing to see if it does work for me. But yeah, so I'm also taking zinc, taking vitamin D, and there's also a CBD balm, and then there's also, yeah, it has argan oil, mango butter, beeswax, chamomile, shea butter, coconut oil, and CBD in this little balm. So, yeah. And then the other one, it's the Psoriasis Serum. It has, I don't know what it has in there, but it's dermatologist either tested or rated. I can't tell. But yeah, so this is what I'm putting on my skin. It's also for red and irritated skin. See this? So it doesn't have any steroids or antibiotics. I know, or antifungals actually. So we'll see. So some areas I'll put in an antifungal, other areas I won't put in. I'll just try this one and see what happens. So this one they say, yeah, it's and there's no steroids in here. And there's no ratings on the website. But we'll see if it works. We will see. Yeah, how much vitamin D? I'm planning to take 40,000. I was thinking 50,000, but I think I'll try to take 40,000 and see if that works out. And then, yeah, I'll see how that lasts for a week or two, and then gauge from there. Or just hold off on taking the vitamin D. But I actually would not be surprised if I'm vitamin D deficient because of my lack of going out. But yeah, so it's like me breaking out with this kind of stuff due to lack of vitamin D, unsurprising. But this thing spreading like this, I don't think it just is coincidence. I think it has something to do with my freaking keto diet. So I'm gonna hit this in all different ways, and the upside about this is that I want to see, because you would say like, okay, the creams are gonna work, but is it also just supplementation? Is it the lack of something in there? We will see. But I'm hitting it from really all angles, and if this thing doesn't clear up after a month, then that tells me shit, right? Back at square one. But I'm very optimistic that's not gonna happen. I just wish I could eat mango. I mean, not mango. I wish I could eat oranges and blueberries and things like that for the time being. But who knows? Who knows what's causing me to flare? And I know I shouldn't even be eating eggs, because some people say, like, oh, maybe the eggs are causing you to have issues. I'm like, oh, for fuck's sake. Like, some people say, take out the eggs. Other people say, take out the red meat. Other people say, take out the fruit. And then what am I left with? Just eating salad and tofu? Like, I don't want to live a life like that. Yeah, people with vitamin D deficiency regularly, like, okay, let's see. Intake in the range of 40,000 to 100,000 has been linked to toxicity in humans. Wait, let's read this. Nope. So they said this one. This can happen if you take 40,000 IU a day for a few months or longer, if you take very large doses all at one time. I believe, who was it? I believe Jim actually took 40 or 50,000 for about a week or two, because he had a vitamin D deficiency. Safe dosing of 10,000 to 60,000 IU was safely tolerated. I'm not planning to do this for very long. Okay, here we go. Mega dosing. Doctor prescribed 50,000 IU vitamin D may be right for some patients. Okay. One week for 6 to 8 weeks. That's a lot. Okay. I'm willing to bet I have a significant deficiency, because I rarely go out in the sun. Very rarely. Small amounts are found in beef liver, egg yolks. What happens if you take too much? Let's see. Shit. Damn it. Come on, come on, come on. Yeah, see? Ooh. Whoops. Severe cases may cause kidney failure. Okay. I think I'm gonna like taper it down. Get a blood test and then see. Vitamins revert sunburn. Yeah, I really should. What stage of sunburn? Let's see here. Yeah, the problem is that like you don't if there's not too much sunlight out, especially in wintertime, it's like you could stay outside for hours and you still might not get that much sunlight. Especially if you're wearing like a jacket, right? Like the only thing that's on you is your freaking face and your hands. That's it. Oh, look at this. One each week for several weeks. Dang. Yeah. Yeah, see, it's often recommend they tank up on large amounts for several weeks and then go on a daily dose. Oh. Yeah, so I'm gonna get going. I'm gonna eat breakfast. I didn't even brush my teeth. I just did a fucking stream. So, I gotta get going. I'll talk to you guys later. So, yeah. But anyway, if you guys are on a keto diet and you guys do have freaking skin issues galore, it might just be, who knows what it could be. But I'll try the ox bile thing, see if that works, and if that clears it up, because like I said, I do like going on the keto diet. I like how I feel. I just don't like this rash. That's the only thing. Only symptoms I have right now is the rash and itchiness. That's it. That's it. Besides that, nothing that I notice. But it's the freaking itchiness takes so much out of me, because it's like when I go out through the whole day and I'm itchy, at the end of the day I'm just tired, right? I'm tired, and it's like, oh. Where? It's on my ears, it's on my neck, it's on my chest, it's on my arm, it's on my leg. Like all over. And it's spreading. That's the other thing too. So I want to see if the ox bile salts help, and if it doesn't, then yeah. But I do like being on keto. I feel better going on keto. It's just, what if my body